Today we're going to be working on Leetcode question number 79, word search. And given an m cross n grid of characters, bold and string word, return true if word exists in the grid. If the word can be constructed from letters or sequentially adjacent cells, where adjacent cells are horizontally or vertically neighboring. The same cell may not be used more than once. So if we have this board and we are looking for A, B, C, C, E, D, the answer is going to be true. And yeah, so the way we're going to be doing it is using depth first search. Every single time we're going to be looking at the neighboring cell, and if we can find the next character, we're going to continue the search. That being said, we can initialize. First of all, the base case is going to be like the board dot length. If it is just equal to 0, you can just return false. Okay, and then we're gonna have a couple of things here. So first thing is, like, we can say that what is the rows. So let row r is equal to the board dot length, and then let column C is gonna be equal to board of 0 dot length, and then we're gonna have directions. So every single time we want to move up, and then we can move to the next column, meaning right, and then we can move down, and then we can move left. So these are the directions which we're going to be moving in. Okay, and then we can just say that for let I is equal to 0, I is less than total number of rows, I plus plus. Oops. Okay, and for let j is equal to 0, j is less than total number of columns, j plus plus. Okay, then we're gonna say if we're gonna call our recursive function dfs I, j, and the current index. If this is true, we're gonna return true. If we come out of this loop and we haven't returned the true, we're gonna return false. Now the final step is implementing the DFS function. So you can say that DFS is taking arguments x, y, and the index k. Okay, so the first thing we want to check if the current character indicated by the index k, if it is not equal to that xy location. So if the board of x, y is not equal to that word k, if that is the case, we can just return false. If, on the other hand, the k has reached the maximum, like we have reached at the last character, word dot length minus 1. If that is the case, that means we have found everything correctly, and this one, putting it first, means that we also are sure that the last character has also matched. That means the whole, we are able to find everything, so we can just return true. Okay. Otherwise, if we are not at the last character, we're gonna say that the board X and Y, we're gonna temporarily set it to a star, meaning that we have visited it. And then for the constant, basically the dx dy inside the of the dirs, so we're gonna loop through the directions, and we're gonna say that our I is equal to x plus dx, our j is equal to y plus dy, and if the I is greater than equal to 0 and the I is still less than our rows, and the j is just like that, greater than equal to 0, and the j is still less than total number of columns. If that is the case, that means we can recursively call our function if dfs of the next one, which is of this I, j and k plus 1. Return true. If we come out of it, we're gonna reset the board X, Y to whatever the word whatever the character at that kth index, and then return false. So let's run it. Yep. And it worked.